Altuve went back to back to back to back, hit 4 home runs in a row, and the Astros are back on top. That's right, a full game in front of the Mariners. Thank you, Cincinnati Reds, for that walk-off win. What a game, and we'll talk about what kind of crazy stats the Astros are averaging on their 7-game road streak on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Beerling's back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we update you. Join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Stros. Find the show at Locked On Astros. Your team every day in first place. How you feeling? My name is Eric Huysman. He's Brett Chancey. Where can they find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros.
All right, guys, thank you for making us your first listen, whether it's on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, go and check us out. And if you're on YouTube, there's already 132 of y'all on here. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go and give us a like. Let's go and make this have 50 kajillion likes on this episode because we are in first place, baby. First place. This is the first time all season the Houston Astros have been in first place in AL West, and we should celebrate this. And you know what you should also celebrate? You should celebrate FanDuel. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. And 3 homers for Altuve. I know you mentioned that. They're first in AL West. Valdez with a quality start. And then we have a Ryne Stanek update. It's not as bad as it could be, or it could be. I don't know. We'll see. Where is Michael Brantley? He came back, but we do have an answer for you. And tomorrow, it's the epic matchup that we've all been waiting for. Justin Verlander versus Max Scherzer. And it's all going to be here. And if you can't watch it, go and check it out on SiriusXM. Just go and download the SXM app and search Astros, and you can hear all the play-by-play coverage there. So, Brett, this was an exciting game. I mean, before I was able to get home from open house for my daughter. Like, Altuve had 3 freaking home runs. What's up with that?
Well, what's up with them having open house on a day that the Astros have a chance to take first place? Where are the school's priorities, right? I mean, hey, good job. Good job, Dad. You get dad points for that. Look, when Jose Altuve got up and hit that first home run, Eovaldi, he had kind of worked the count. He had fouled a couple of pitches off, and Altuve just tanked the ball. And his home runs are not like cheap home runs. I mean, he was hitting to the dead center part of this ballpark. This ballpark looks cavernous, and it's very susceptible. It's very hitter friendly, almost too much. It's kind of the kryptonite, almost, I think,
too friendly
of the Rangers. The Rangers built this ballpark, and everybody comes in here and just smashes them in the mouth. The real question is, I know the Rangers are desperate because they had Nathan Eovaldi on the mound today. He didn't have a single inning of rehab. He didn't go to the minor leagues. He went straight from I'm ready to pitch to on the mound. And let me tell you, you could tell right off that he was going to be gone by the second inning. And I was like, well, their bullpen is tanked right now. They're going to go with another position player by the end of this game. And all those things happen. But Jose Altuve literally hitting 4 home runs in 4 straight at-bats. And then in 6 at-bats, he hits 5 home runs. This guy absolutely hitting the ball. Now, I do want to say this, Eric, and I don't know if you heard these comments. And someone's trying to defend the announcer saying they were kidding at the end, but this was a direct quote from the broadcast. I mean, it's easy to get 6 hits when 5 of your 6 hits go over the fence. and you don't give the other team a chance to get you out, it seems like the easiest way to do it. And then they said, I mean, look, he just grounded out there. He couldn't do it then. And I was like, are these guys real? Maybe they were playing around, but the
It may have been tongue in
snarkiness,
cheek, but yeah.
well, the snarkiness of these announcers from the Rangers, it's hilarious. There's some definite hard feelings from Brett Dolan and that TV crew towards the Astros. Pretty hilarious. Good job, Altuve. He did, like someone said in here, put the team on his back.
Yeah, and it's don't forget about Martin Maldonado. He went out there and he had 2
yeah.
home runs himself, and he had Alvarez with a home run. And so and Alvarez
Dubon.
do what?
And Dubon hit a home run today.
Oh yeah, that's right. So definitely something that, and Dubon even made a comment after Altuve hit the home run. He looked at Julia and said, "I can't keep up. I can't hit 3 home runs in a game." And so it would have been an interesting story if Altuve did hit another home run after Maldonado hit a home run, and that would have been like another time where you have back-to-back home runs,
right,
with the 9-hitter and then the first hitter. That doesn't happen very often. And for this to happen back-to-back games would have probably been a first time in Major League history. So what you have today was 20 hits, 14 runs, 3 walks, only 7 strikeouts, and you had the offense coming alive. I think the Rangers had the idea of bringing in Dane Dunning the whole time as a kind of a piggyback guy. They knew Evaldi wasn't going to last that long. So Dane Dunning was always going to come in this game, but he's had a great year. They weren't expecting him to give up 9 runs, but for some reason, that being swept by the Yankees was a slap in the face for the Astros, and their bats have come alive. And it doesn't matter who's in the lineup, who Dusty Baker starts. Everybody's going out there and contributing. And you have McCormick out there with 2 hits, Dubon with 2 hits. You had Maldonado's with the 2 hits. You had even Abreu with the big hit with the 3 RBIs. You had Tucker with the hit. Bregman, I was trying to say earlier, after Alvarez's home run, that totally looked intentional, but we're going to be positive today.
Yeah,
that did look like a y'all just hit your 6th home run. This is the first time in Globe Life Field or Globe Life Park, whatever it's called over there, in history that a team has hit 6 home runs against them. So the Astros were just doing a whole bunch of type of records in this game, and the Astros offense has just come alive. And Michael Brantley was even in the lineup. Yainer Diaz was not even in the lineup.
That's right. So That's right.
The offense is coming alive, and you see them passing baton. Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. Jeremy Pena, 3 hits. Alvarez with 3 hits. So
right here, our friend Foolin' and Coolin' on Twitter said, share with us, the Astros are averaging 11 runs and 16 hits a game over their 7-game road winning streak. This is the only thing I need the Astros to do. I need the Astros to do this at home. If the Astros can replicate this offense at home, there's not a single team out there that can beat us. Not the Orioles, not the Braves, not the Dodgers. I'm just saying, This team, when they're firing on all cylinders, it was great to see. And look, the Rangers, they held the line for a lot longer than I thought. The Mariners then snuck back up and they got into first place like I thought they would have done earlier in the season. And now the Astros just slowly but surely, like the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. This team, although we have criticized Dusty for rest days, we have criticized this management team for when they put people in, when they don't put people in. This is one of the healthiest ball clubs outside of that freak accident with Stanek hurting his ankle that is out there. Brantley is back. He's healthy. Jordan is healthy. Altuve is healthy. Bregman is healthy. Tucker is healthy. McCormick. I mean, you go down the line. Their pitching staff is healthy. And going into the playoffs, we have a team that I really believe they do believe in themselves. They believe in the process and the long game. And they are running a marathon. They're not running a sprint. I absolutely love it. They just have to continue to execute, like Alex Bregman said.
All right, so the Astros have an interesting statistic. I'm going to give it to you in a second, but
Right.
I don't know if they want to put this on their LinkedIn profile because it's kind of good, but it's also kind of bad. So we'll talk about it in a second. We'll go ahead and talk about a little bit about Framber Valdez and then an update on Ryne Stanek.
Yeah, definitely. Are you struggling to close deals? Could maybe are you like the Astros at home where you have a hard time winning and you want to become more like the Astros on the road? Well, cold outreach is wasting the time of both the buyer and the seller at every stage, especially when sellers are using shallow, outdated data. Your organization can overcome these challenges with technology that translates comprehensive, high-quality buyer data into real-time insights. These deeper insights empower sales reps and teams to adopt the habits of top performers, which leads to better outcomes like more pipeline, higher win rates, and larger deals. We call this deep sales, and we've built the first deep sales platform with the next generation of LinkedIn sales navigators, basically like the Astros over the last 6 years. So right now, you can try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get a 60-day free trial at linkedin.com/lockedon. That's linkedin.com/lockedon for the first 60-day trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar. Just go to linkedin.com/lockedon and get started today. And the Astros do play the Rangers Wednesday at 7:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Catch every pitch of the Astros hometown broadcast with the Sirius XM on the SXM app. Search Astros.
All right, so this is not something I'm sure the Astros are really proud about. I mean, it's going to help them if they are playing on the road in the playoffs, for sure. So, but there's 3 teams all time that have a plus 100 run differential on the road and are in a negative number at home. And that's where the Astros are. So it's the 1908 Pirates. They were plus 145 on the road, negative 28 at home. The Brooklyn Dodgers in 1948 were plus 109 and minus 34 at home. So right now, I do believe this is after the Astros scored all the runs tonight. They are plus 121 on the road, negative 7 at home. So the home cooking has got to get a little bit better here because
I hear you.
this is you're going to have to win some games at home if you're going to want to win in the playoffs.
You are going to have to win some games at home. I do like what Dalton says here. He says, regardless of home record, no team wants anything to do with Minute Maid Park in October. So look, if we're talking out of our division rivals, Alberto asked us, who would we rather face off against, the Mariners or the Rangers? Honestly, the way the Rangers are playing, I'd much rather play the Rangers than the Mariners.
Especially the bullpen.
Because all we got to do is get past the starting pitcher. And look, I mean, I'm really glad the Reds walked off the Mariners, but the Mariners had like a 6-1 lead at one time, and they had bases loaded with none other than Ellie De La Cruz up to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they ended up walking the game off. They tied it up, and so the Astros just have to continue to take care of business. The Mariners do have a deeper lineup. I think there are other big question marks in the American League. A team that we haven't talked about that I honestly thought would miss the playoffs this year, and I've even said that on Twitter. You can find it. Someone bookmarked it the other day and tried to, I guess, call me out for it. But I said the Blue Jays, whatever. The Blue Jays, I didn't think were going to be a playoff team the way they were playing early on, right? They were really close to 500. They may be the team in the American League outside of someone like the Orioles that the Astros really need to worry about just because of their lineup. So it's going to be a fun playoffs. It's going to be neat to see where we go from here. There's still 22 games left. We're not saying it's over. We're not calling it. We're not saying we're going to stay in first the entire time, but I think, Eric, the momentum is there, and I think we have our work cut out for us, and we're headed in the right direction.
What if we do? What if we're in first place the rest of the time? Yankee series was what kind of
was what flipped the script? Yeah. Great insight. Speak to that, because look, I want to be I want to be pessimistically optimistic. Like, I know what this team can do,
right?
But I've seen what they've done all year. But you're right, Eric. This team does have it in them to just say, you know what? You woke up a sleeping giant, Yankees.
Right.
Thank you.
I mean, you are playing the Mariners coming up. You are playing teams like the A's. You are playing teams like the forgot the other team that's just not very good. And I know the Astros do better against the good teams. So sorry, Yankees fans. Sorry. I was having a conversation with the Yankees fan earlier, but it just sucks to be in a situation where you play up to competition and play down to competition. So, but yeah, the talent is definitely in AL East this year. There's some talent in AL West. The Central, I'm not too worried about. The Twins, the Astros have taken care of in the past. I think the Guardians I think the Twins have just put them to bed. I mean, I know they're mathematically still alive, but they just got their, what beat out of them. Just like the Rangers are getting their, what beat out of them. And it's hard, especially with having the Austin Hedges pitch in back-to-back games.
That's tough.
Aren't they concerned? What if they make the playoffs? Aren't they worried about his arm in the playoff? He's not going to be able to pitch, Austin Hedges. Geez, what is he doing, Bruce Bochy?
I know, man. Like back-to-back days, we got to give him a rest. But look, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is in Arlington, and we're definitely not doing this to bag on them. But golly, no. I want to throttle them so bad right now because I've put up with all their fans stuff all season. And what's funny is I've got to text my friend tonight, Tim, because he always texts me after big Astros wins. But I think I'm going to wait until after the series win tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a third win. And then I'll talk a little bit of smack to him.
All right, so we got some stats about Jose Altuve before we move on to Valdez and then Stanek. But Altuve is the fourth player in Astro history to hit multiple homers in consecutive games. It's the first one since Doggy did it, Richard Hidalgo, in 2000. He did on September 9th and the 10th, so we're almost to the anniversary. This is the 17th 3-homer game in Astros history. Jeff Bagwell had 3 of them. Glenn Davis and Alvarez each had 2. So that's definitely a cool thing. And definitely he is the first Astro to hit 5 home runs in a 2-game span. He has homered 5 of his last 6 at-bats, like we know. And he's also the 4th player in MLB history to hit 3 home runs in the first 3 innings of a game. He joined Manny Machado in 2016, Mike Cameron in 2002, and Carl Reynolds in 1930. I heard 3, but I've also heard 2. So I don't know.
You talking about with 3 home runs in one game?
No, 3. No, 3 in the first 3 innings.
Okay, Fernando Tatis was one, and there was another one. Did you mention Tatis Jr.?
No.
Okay, I believe it was Fernando Tatis Jr. is what I heard on the broadcast. Now, another thing, Martin Maldonado, and we mentioned it earlier, 2 home runs. Eric, he's got 13 home runs. In the last 3 seasons, he's hit 12 home runs, 15 last year, a career high, and 13 this year. If Martin tops his, look, we want, when we say we want Diaz in the lineup, I personally don't come at it from the perspective that Maldonado's terrible. And I know people will throw out stats and they've got all their baseball reference and fan graphs and they want to throw at me and show me all the negative 16 runs saved on framing, blah, 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 for Maldonado. But Maldonado's on this team. And if he's playing, you want him producing. If he's in a playoff game over Diaz, you better hope he becomes Maldonado real quick. And so he deserves credit. Those 2 home runs. Look, he is a famine or feast hitter. He hits it hard or he strikes out. And I'm just glad he was able to contribute because he is a part of this team. And as much as we may not want him in there every day, when he's in there, the team has sold. They are sold on Maldonado. And so, like you said, Eric, in your intro, this team won without Diaz. This team won without Brantley and with Maldonado behind the plate. And despite the lineups that keep getting rolled out there that we may disagree with, the Astros still find a way to win. And so I really like it. Look, I love tweeting stuff, going, man, I wish Diaz was in there. And then I love retweeting. Thank you, Maldonado, for making me eat my crow. I absolutely love that. I'm here for it. I'll take it every day.
All right. So, yeah, definitely. And Framber Valdez, 7 innings. He did have 4 walks in this game. So the command is still a little wobbly, but he is getting upset about it. And he is trying to work on that. So I'm not worried about him long term. But he did have a quality start today. Guy's 11th win. His ERA is at 3.30. So, and then you had Josh Kuhnel come in and basically just eat up the rest of the game there. So a lot to talk about offensively. We can talk all night about that, but definitely I do want to focus real quick before we get to the interesting stuff about where is Michael Brantley and Justin Verlander versus Scherzer, is an update on what's going on with Ryne Stanek. We all saw what happened to him with the injury. He kind of rolled his ankle. And so what Dusty Baker is calling it is a badly sprained high ankle sprain. He said that he'll be out for a while, but hopes to see him return if they can make it deep into the playoffs. And so Stanek said it was good to know that it wasn't broken. So go from there and hopefully be back in a couple of weeks. And Dusty Baker also said if it's not broken, which is great, but also sometimes they say badly sprained ankle or high ankle sprain is almost worse than a broken ankle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it takes longer to heal.
Yeah, a high ankle sprain is nothing to play with. Like if he was playing tight end or wide receiver or playing a line somewhere, like he's from Arkansas, yeah, he definitely would be out for a while. So you hope that he's back at least by before the playoff push, so he can be fresh. Everybody's asking if Diaz is going to play tomorrow. Look, this is what I think is going to happen. Diaz will not catch Justin Verlander, and I'll tell Eric. Why don't you tell us about FanDuel? And then I'll talk to the people we talk about our sponsors, about why I think and how I think Diaz will get in the lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about Michael Brantley too as well. That's definitely something that a lot of people want to know what's going on with him. But guys, go and check out FanDuel. Get ready for NFL season. It's coming around the corner with incredible offers from FanDuel, and America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 get $100 off NFL Sunday tickets from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. The app is easy to use, and you can bet on everything from spreads to player props and more. Did you bet on Jose Altuve hitting 3 home runs today? Did you go ahead and bet on Dubon and Altuve going back-to-back twice in yesterday's game? What's going to happen with Scherzer and Max and Justin Verlander? That's something that you can go to FanDuel and do. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season with an offer that you don't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
That's right. And if you need a place to go hang out and watch the Houston Astros play, go check out Hooters. They have daily specials Monday through Friday. Buy one, get one wings. Tuesday, they have $9.99 burgers and fries. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, buy one, get one boneless wings. They do have $3 Blue Moon drafts any day, $9.99 Michelob Ultra pitchers. And you want to check out Rosie over at the NASA Hooters. They have on September 7th, this Thursday, every Thursday from this point forward, Thursday night football. They have karaoke afterwards and happy hour till close. Also, check out Eric and I on September 9th at 5 o'clock. We'll be doing a live pregame Astros podcast at the Baytown Hooters. We'll be giving away Astros tickets. We'll be giving away prize packs, free food. Just come out there and have fun. When you show up to Hooters, tell them the guys from Locked On Astros sent you, and you'll get a free basket of fried pickles. Oh, that's right. So check them out. Great grub, great brew with great friends and the world famous Hooters girls. Why? Because Hooters makes you happy. And the Astros do play the Rangers on Wednesday, 7:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Catch every pitch of the Astros hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Astros. And real quick, before we get to Brantley, I do want to say that people are asking about Diaz, and I'll just make this real quick point. I think tomorrow what they will do is, I know that Yordan Alvarez has been DHing, and unless they get – now this is if Brantley doesn't DH. If that DH spot is open where Brantley's out and God, I'm drawing a blank, and Yordan Alvarez is out, I think they DH Yainer Diaz. I don't think he catches Justin Verlander, but I don't see him at first base either. The only way he plays first base is if Jose Abreu is injured. So I think you see Diaz in there as a DH. I may be wrong, but he is swinging a hot bat, and you need to give some of these guys rest. Let Yordan Alvarez have the day off. Brantley hasn't played this series. It's not a big deal. Let him rest some more. He's still coming off that shoulder, surgery recovery. So put Diaz in at DH, and I think your lineup's set tomorrow.
All right. So this just in, the Globe Life Park or field or whatever it's called is basically a duplicate of Minmay Park, except for the great grass that Minmay Park has. And it has its bad turf. And Michael Brantley, a couple years ago or last year, I forgot when it was, he played out there and kind of his knees didn't feel right. He had a little knee injury, had to go on IL for a little bit because of the turf out there. So a lot of players have told Chandler Rome they don't like the turf out there. So we knew kind of coming into the series that Michael Brantley wasn't going to play a lot unless he was going to be DH. The original plan was for Alvarez to play left field in today's game, but his knees were still acting up. We're still a little bruised. So they went ahead and put him in as DH for today. And so Brantley was going to be the DH today, but they went ahead and give him a day off. And so Dusty Baker said that he's going to be the DH against Max Scherzer because he's had some great success against Max Scherzer in the past. And so he's likely going to be in the game tomorrow. And you're not going to see Yordan Alvarez in the lineup tomorrow. So you're going to kind of switching of tides. So that's
so if Brantley's in there, then Diaz probably won't play, which really is shocking to me. I mean, his bat absolutely needs to be in there. 15 home runs in his last 45 games or 45 at bats, some crazy clip that he's on. You got to find a way to get him in there. You got to find a way.
Yeah. So against Scherzer, Brantley has a slash line of 362, 385, 702. So 702 slugging percentage against one guy, that's actually pretty darn good. So I think that if you're going to get Brantley in against one of those guys, I think that Scherzer is the great bet.
And he was horrible. He's horrible in his career against Eovaldi. And so that's another thing, even though he wasn't going to go long, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's another thing there. Yeah.
So I didn't want to interrupt you with the whole Diaz situation playing at DH. Who knows? I know that we're going to have Verlander possibly as a catcher. I mean, Verlander's going to have Martin Maldonado as his catcher.
Wait, Verlander's catching. You heard it here first. I'm Locked On Astros. Maldonado's pitching to Justin Verlander tomorrow. Dusty's just gonna piss everybody off, and he's gonna pitch Maldonado to Justin Verlander.
But I know that a lot of people said that Brady needs to play a lot less, and that Dusty Baker's actually addressed that. He says we really need him. We really need him badly, and according to Abreu, and he still thinks that he's going to have a player of the week type of stretch. And he's going to go out there and just go out there and start crushing the ball. And so if Abreu starts hitting like Dusty Baker claims, this lineup will be unstoppable because Bregman's going out there. You have most of the lineup when Chaz plays, he does great. And it's just this lineup, everybody's contributing at this point. And so even John Singleton got a hit today. I think Jake Myers got a hit today. Greg Kessinger got a hit, I believe. I kind of stopped paying attention at one point.
It's funny.
No, Myers did not.
Okay, Myers was the only one that didn't get a hit. But I think and I don't remember what the comment was. I heard it and I forgot about it. They didn't even realize, the Rangers announcers didn't even realize that Altuve was out of the game. And so, dude, they freaking put a butt whooping on the Rangers. I mean, this was bad. Everybody in my house that was watching it was just like looking at the TV going, at some point, do they just ever give up? I was asked that. Do teams ever cry uncle and say, okay, we're done? Like that, you can't do that. That's not in the rules. But if there was ever a Little League 10-run rule game, if there was ever a game where the umpire's like, okay, time expired, let's call the game, it would have been these two games. Tomorrow might be a little different. Scherzer's been very good this year. And it'll be a great matchup. Scherzer versus Justin Verlander.
And definitely we've seen this in the past where Dusty Baker doesn't do this, by the way. He does not have a personal center fielder for Justin Verlander. He's never said that. And that's nothing. He's never said that in his past because he doesn't do that. I'm just saying that's not what he says. But we may see Jake Myers or Dubon in there in center field. But if you don't have one of those other guys playing left field, I think Chas McCormick is very likely to play. But this is a matchup that these two guys have never had. Verlander versus Scherzer. You would think over the years they would have faced each other.
That's interesting. Even in the World Series. Well, we didn't wait. In 2019, was Verlander out?
He might have been out that year. Yeah, he was out that year.
Okay, but I mean, even in 19, when we played the Nationals, when Scherzer was still at the Nationals, it didn't even happen then. So yeah, this is. I didn't think about that. I thought surely they've pitched against each other.
Well, even then, it doesn't mean they actually line up to pitch each other against each other. I mean, typically you have your aces go. Yes, I get it, but I think that was if I remember correctly, it was Valdez versus Scherzer in that series, something like that. So, but definitely it's something that Verlander said, I think it's exciting. Not too often in baseball anymore do you get matchup between two guys that have the career that him and I have. So I think it's exciting for baseball. It's exciting for us. I'm sure it's exciting for him, I hope. And he even said that I thought this was going to happen. Once he got traded to the Rangers, I got traded back to Astros. I had a thought that this was going to happen. And Scherzer said, this will be fun. My whole career, I've gotten to face all the best guys in the world. I've gotten to play with all the best guys in the world. I've gotten to play with Ver for a while now.
He said Ver?
Yeah. So this is going to be fun to actually go up against him. And they both kind of talked about this supposed tension between them. And hey, we're up to 500 live viewers. So thank you.
Whoa.
Go ahead and hit the like button, guys.
Keep going, bro. 500? That's insane. Half of 1K. Dude, check this out. And Brantley is hitting 365 with 2 homers off of Scherzer. Joseph, good catch there. Wow. That's awesome.
That's what I said. I didn't say 2 home runs, but the 365. Okay. Yeah.
Dude. So Eric, we got up to 500. Dude. That's awesome. I think that is an all-time. Well, I don't know if it's an all-time high, but it's a high for 2023. World Series we had around 700 or so. But man, thank you guys. That's awesome. It is a party. Thank y'all so much. Like, we literally do this and we get all the joy out of it because you guys and girls join us. We love the fact that you hang out with us. We love the fact that you don't always agree with us too. Like that is okay with us, right, Eric? We don't want you coming in here just like going, oh, you're right, you're so right. We want you to have conversation with us. We want you to create conversation and create discussion. So thank y'all so much. I'm pretty sure, Eric, I'm sure you can echo that. I mean, they really drive us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no words. I'm basically this guy right now. I am speechless. I don't know why I have all these stuffed animals right here. So
okay, hold on. You have a rally hippo. Now you have is this a rally orbit?
No, that's just an orbit. I was cleaning up the other day. That was over there by the TV, so I just put it on my table. That's why it's right there.
Eric, are you about to pull out the McDonald's Beanie Babies next?
No, I do have a box of Beanie Babies in there for some reason. I don't know why. But my parents at one time were like, "Oh, you need to collect Beanie Babies." I'm like, "Okay."
But look, anyway. Here's the deal. Let me just assure somebody, we are taking this one game at a time. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. I did say earlier that we haven't won anything yet. I did say earlier that we still have to execute game in and game out. And no team knows that more than the Houston Astros in this team. They know just because they put a spanking on the Rangers the first 2 games, they know that that doesn't mean they're automatically going to do it in the third game. The law of averages in baseball plays out. So let's just take tomorrow. It's a new day. We're up 1 game. We got to take care of business because the Mariners aren't going to just go, oh, they're in first place now and give up. Now they're going to probably play harder than they've ever played all season.
Okay. Verlander may have been in the playoffs in 2019. I think it was 2020 and 2021 that he was out. So,
okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
No. Yeah, 2021. Yeah, that's right. So,
okay.
Thank you for correcting me, whoever was that whoever said that in chat. There's so many chats going on. So guys, thank you for all the chats and participating. And guys, I think that we're going to see a much different game. I know that these aren't the same Max Scherzer and the same Justin Verlander, even though Max Scherzer has looked like the same ace with the Rangers now. And I think that at times Justin Verlander has, when he's not giving up 4 home runs against the freaking Yankees. Let's not do that against the Rangers.
No, look, I love this. Kaylee says Jose Altuve has lots of children all around the league. That's right. The Rangers are his daddy. The Yankees are his daddy. Look, I absolutely love this. Wow, what a fun game to watch. What a fun game to talk about afterwards. And again, coming and talking to the coolest fans. Look, guys, I'm H-Town Wheelhouse with Locked On Astros. He's Eric the Man Huysman. Follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and make us your first listen. Look, we're charging to 9,000. We're charging to 10,000. We need your help. We only get there if you share. So please share. September 9th, come hang out with us. Baytown Hooters. It's going to be a blast.
All right, guys, that's all we got. My name's Eric Huysman. He is Brett Chancey. We are the Locked On Astros podcast, and go Stros. Yeehaw! First place.
Let's get a sweep. Scherzer. Watch out.
Verlander. Verlander kicks some butt tomorrow.
No,